What's going on, guys? So we're back again with another gameplay video. This time we have Teikken here on the left playing Kefla Surge, and we have Perth Pro Players team member Jason Stubbs here on the right playing Towa. So just before they get started into the gameplay video, I want to give a huge shout out to our sponsors, Team Card Titan. So if you guys want any DBS Seal products or DBS singles, make sure you check out that link in the description below. And for all the people in Australia and New Zealand, check out their auction page on Facebook as well. There's always something for collectors and there's always something for the players as well, so check it out. Now, Kefla Surge, pretty cool deck. Didn't really see a lot of play during the Surge format, unfortunately. Her not untapping energy, I think, really devastates the deck quite a bit. It is a pretty energy-heavy deck, I feel like. Especially if you're going to be doing like your evolved Keflas and things like that. You just want to have access to as much energy as possible so you can keep swarming that and keep the aggression on. Other thing as well, doesn't really draw a hell of a lot, unfortunately, until it does your little awaken. But if you can be really aggressive with it, and obviously with the inclusion of the new set, which this was before new set was dropped, it makes it really, really strong. Now, as you can see, Stubbs here is playing the Towa deck, and he is playing the Towa deck with the SS4 package, which is pretty cool. Very, very interesting little package. Obviously, now everything gets -1 energy, right, as well. So a lot of these 2 costs become 1s because of the Towa leader, because it is a Zeno card, which is really, really cool. Now, it looks like we're going to play out this Megetta for free, and we're going to draw a card, swing into leader. Jason going to take that damage, no stress at all. You can also see Stubbs is running the Gogeta package as well, because why not? It's very easy to fit into this deck. Again, the Zeno, Vegeta, and Goku, very easy just to play because they're kind of just a part of the deck naturally, which is great. Now, what we're going to be doing, I guess, is trying to draw a hell of a lot of cards in this deck, but also just spam the board as much as possible. Because the one big downside, I guess, to this deck is everything, unlike SS4, right? Everything does have that 1 cost combo. So SS4 gets pretty much for free all the time, so it negates that whole paying 1 to combo these cards. With Towa, it does not do that. So it just minuses, I guess, their skill effect by 1, which is pretty nice. Still, but at the end of the day, sometimes you can get screwed over when you are stuck in a combo step if you go too heavy, right? But the good thing is this Vegeta here, being 1 energy, is a crit. So it's a 16k crit as well. And I guess that is rather annoying just because having to combo 2 cards on this front side or losing a card is really, really horrible thing to do. Now, Stubbs is just going to play another one, bottom decking a card and drawing 2, right? Swinging in with crit once again. So this is exactly what he wants to do, is just keep denying resources as much as possible. And just keep the aggression up. Now, he may even play a 3rd, because I saw another one in hand. Exactly what we're going to do. Bottom decking a card, drawing 2. Now, I guess you're not really plussing too much off this, you're only plussing 1. But I guess it is still filter through the deck, so you can kind of bottom deck those cards you don't want. And you can kind of see the benefit, I guess, to this, right? Is that he's now put Teikken down to 5. And the fact that he has crit all of those lives denies pretty much everything. So he's not really getting many cards. And as I said, Kefla already not drawing very many cards. It makes it really, really horrible for him that he's just being denied all of these resources. Now, facing down 3 crit bodies, we really need to deal with those as soon as possible, because the longer they hang around, the worse it's going to be for Teikken. So it looks like we're going to charge just the 1-drop Khalifa. And we're going to play this KO for free. Now, I'm not actually too sure what this KO does. I haven't actually seen this one. I believe this is from like Draft Box 5 or something like that. I believe. I'm not 100% sure. Stubbs is having a look at the red Bardock in his hand. I believe his energy cost doesn't get reduced to 0 in this deck, much like the Gohan does. So I know the Gohan, you can actually just play that card for free when you've got enough bodies on the board, right? Which is quite nice. So it looks like we are just going to swing into leader. Teikken's deciding to keep the aggression on right now. He has got a draw ape in the bin right now, so he could potentially go for that. But again, facing down 3 crits is kind of scary, right? So that is kind of horrible. And if Jason can force him to awaken early as well, means that his advantage pretty much just disappears very, very quickly. Now, we are going to swing in Once again, I'm assuming this is into leader. Hoping that Jason has at least a super combo or something at this point. Otherwise, it's going to cost 2 cards in hand, which potentially he's happy to do. So let's see what he decides. I guess he could do is he could combo off some Vegeta and also the Goku Zenos to put them in the drop area to then get them into the warp. But it looks like what we're going to do instead is just go a 1-1. So we're going for an Awaken instead, and then potentially comboing just 1 card off here instead, rather than losing the 2, which is fair enough. If he feels like he doesn't really need the energy too much during the next turn, he probably feels all right. So he has forced Teikken to Awaken early. And I guess, look, unfortunately, sometimes you just have to do it, regas the hand a little bit. But as I said, the downside is here, he hasn't been able to untap this energy. But it does mean he can combo out of these 16k crits a little bit easier, right? So there's that potential that he can just combo out with 1 card rather than taking all of the crit damage, right? So it looks like he's going to draw 1 card and just bottom deck one of these Vegetas. So now he's only got 2 to deal with, which is nice for him, right? Rather than the full amount that we had before. Now, I believe, did we already attack with the Kefla? I cannot remember. I thought she was tapped, but that's okay. We've gone for the negate just there, and then we're just going to pass turn. So, kind of nice for Stubbs, I guess, being able to get access to that negate rather than having to, again, combo more cards off. So, we're just going to draw from leader effect. Sorry. Draw for turn, sorry, my apologies. And then we're going to charge. So, swinging in crit once again. Now, I think what Jason wants to do here is just keep the pressure on as much as possible, right? So he's just going to keep trying to get these crits in. Now, he's gone to 20, which then means let's just go for the board. So let's just clear that as soon as possible and leave the bean there. And it's always good to do a little bean check like that. If you are playing against blue, it's kind of nice if they have a lot of 15Ks. Just swing in with one of them, see what happens, and then start targeting their board instead. So then if they want to save their board, they're using cards from hand continuously, unless they have more and more beans or something like that. So we are going to grab this Gohan. Now, this is the one that is the double striker, and on play removes a marker from a unison, which is quite nice. Not really too needed, I don't think, in this matchup. I don't actually know if Teikken is running a unison at all. We are going to go for the overround, draw 2, and then warp 1. Now, the reason this is quite good as well is because what we can do is we can warp our Gokus and our Vegetas, so then we can play out our Gogeta chain quite nice, right? So we can potentially do that by warping those cards, but it looks like Stubbs here is just going to warp one of the unisons. We're going to play into the Gohan. We are going to KO this Kefla, or maybe potentially warp it instead, but we're just going to get it off the board. And as I said, he's just going to start swinging into the board and trying to force some cards out of hand. Now, Teikken does have a little play here. He does definitely, and he's just reading that Bergamo, I can see. Potentially, he can just super combo, tap something down, so tap one of these crit boys down, and then he can actually tap out the rest of the 2 energy that is open, or he can tap down the other card that's on the board as well if he wishes. So let's see what he decides to do. But if he's I guess he's deciding to do the aggressive route this turn, it's probably better to tap out the energy. But unfortunately, because he is a 20k, Stubbs can respond to that, which is quite nice. So he can just stop that whole thing from happening, save his 1 energy, pay 1 energy, get an extra body on the board. Now, he's just going to, as I said, keep swinging into this Mageto, just clearing it off the board. So then if Teikken does want to, I guess, defend it, he's going to start using a lot of cards from hand, but he's just going to let it go, which I think is the right choice here. He has to swing in with leader just to get his draws going. So just swing, and then I think you just pass turn. I don't think it's worth comboing up into it. It's not worth going the 1-for-1 exchange, especially when you've got quite a few cards in hand. So I think Teikken maybe just forgot that he was on... Actually, sorry. Unless Towa gains 5k, which potentially she does, and I've forgotten that. Maybe that's why it's worth it, because she is actually a 20k as well. I'm sorry, I haven't played this deck in a long time, so I cannot recall if she buffs. And I have a feeling that she does gain plus 5k on the swing. And that's probably why Teikken did just combo out there. Unfortunately, only only being able to play the card, bottom decking, drawing 2, not going to go for the swing because it is a 20k. It's not worth going the 1-for-1 here at all. So passing back over to Teikken, charging a beer, so getting another blue-yellow energy just here. See what he has to play in hand. As I said, not drawing a lot of cards really hurts this deck quite a bit. And the fact that now he, I guess, has to just work with what he's got and be able to kind of push on this crackback a little bit, knowing that Stubbs is tapped out. If he can get the aggression on really, really strong, there's that potential that he can kind of close out the game here, just because a lot of the cards cost energy to combo, right? So he doesn't have a lot of free 5Ks in hand, which we can kind of see there in his hand as well. So we're going to, it looks like, swing into leader. So he becomes free, as I said, because we've got a decent amount of colors on the board right now. So he is free, which is quite nice for him. So Stubbs is actually going to get to play that one for free. Don't think he's going to discard, though, knowing that Teikken doesn't have very much energy available to play with, and he's not really going to get too much out this turn. So I think he's just going to leave it how it is, just taking this damage, feeling quite comfortable. Now, more than likely, Teikken probably goes for his draw once again, and then probably bottom decking something. And I would say either the double striker yet or the crit guy is probably the best thing to bottom deck. Now, I'm hoping here that Teikken has something to a rival that Goku hits, so he's got a little bit of protection as well, fingers crossed. But we also know that Stubbs has access to more of these red Bardock, or the red-black Bardocks just there. I can see it in the hand. So the fact that he has access to that is pretty scary, because whatever you try to play, we can just counter it straight away. So start swinging in with a 16k crit. Always a good choice. Just trying to I guess, just destroy the life as best we can and deny this opponent resources, right? So Teikken probably having to combo out. Let's see what he decides to do. So just going to take that damage. Just a 16 crit. Swing it into lead once again. Looks like deciding not to combo out. So surprising, deciding not to combo out of these crit attacks. I probably would start comboing out of these guys, so we just get a few more resources. Now, Stubbs is going to throw a super combo behind this one. Good thing here as well is I can see that Teikken has Heroine's Lineage in hand, which is quite nice as well. If Stubbs goes too hard on a battle card, he can just decide to steal it right at the right time. But unfortunately, probably now is not the right time, I don't think. I think you want to wait for probably one of your double strikers or something like that, one of the big attackers, so you can just steal that and then, I guess, protect yourself from that attack. But it doesn't look like Teikken has too many cards in hand, so he may be forced to actually go for it here, and it seems like maybe he is. So we're not good. Okay, so 25, and we're going up to 30 to the 26, right? So we are defending out of that one. Not a rivaling, just to have Heroine's Lineage still up, which I respect that. I definitely think it's a very good card that you want to just have standing if you can. So let's see what the Stubbs decides to do here. I still don't think we have a Vegeta and a Goku in the warp right now, I don't think. Looks like we're going to swing in with our Towa, and then we're going to play out this Gohan, which has double strike, right? So swing in with this double strike Gohan just here. Throwing the IAR behind it. I have a potential to mill. I don't know if it's worth it or not. I'm not too sure, depending if he needs to build up his drop area. Which, I guess, looking at what he's doing, right? Milling 4 puts 5. That's then 6 cards in the drop area, which means he has access to his Overrealm just there as well, which maybe that's why he's going for it, so he can have an extra attack. Or even just potentially trying to get some more Gokus and Vegetas as well into the drop area. Now what he can do is Overrealm that, and then be able to put them in the warp to then play out the Gogeta and Vegeta. But it looks like, unfortunately, we have fallen victim to Heroine's Lineage. I'm really hoping he kept at least one Overrealm in hand here, which I think we have. I think we've got a mirror just there, if I can see correctly. So we're going to swing a 20k in. Only 3 cards in hand at the moment. But swinging a 20k in. Sorry, 15k. We're going to combo out. Swinging another, I believe it's 16 again. We're going to combo, it looks like, into this attack. It's taking it to 26. Teikken not able to combo out, and then we're going to do mirror for game, I have no doubt. Yeah, there we go. So mirror for game, so it's all right to combo through. Swinging mirror. I don't think there's any way Teikken's going to be able to combo out of this after all that it is. So there we go, guys. So the SS4, I guess we'll call it SS4 Towa, or Rainbow Towa, or something like that. We'll call it something like Rainbow Towa. Sounds kind of cool. Is a really, really powerful deck. We kind of saw it in its full glory. You see how many crits and how easy it is to just swarm the board with all of these SS4 cards, as well as getting like really powerful effects. The only downside is if Teikken was able to keep up that aggression a little bit more, Stubbs maybe would have lost out because he wasn't able to combo. And you could see a lot of his cards in hand were +1 5k combos, right? So it could have been pretty painful for him if there was a bit of aggression back towards him. But all in all, very, very interesting deck to see in action. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, please remember to subscribe, hit that bell to stay notified, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.